The world as we know it has changed forever. We have to unite more than ever. It has never been easier to connect. Social media is the great equalizer. As we continue to learn from each other, it allows us to challenge our beliefs, turn our fears into action. How far can we go? It's up to us. We have to conquer our fears, crush mediocrity, stay motivated, dream big. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. In the think tank, we will never settle for anything less than an extra. Welcome to the think tank, my buddy. How are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
I am wonderful. It is so happy to have you today in the think tank. I am just intrigued by your story. You have an amazing story. Like I say all the time, I interview ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And you're an extraordinary young man. You're only 19 years old. But let me share your story a little bit, a little introduction for you, so my audience knows who I'm talking to. This is Hunter Schaller. And Hunter had an accident at 17, got hit by a semi driving his truck. He was paralyzed and in a coma for 3.5 months. Somehow, miraculously, he was able to pull out of it. He couldn't even walk. He couldn't talk, couldn't use his bodily functions himself, couldn't even feed himself. But for the grace of the Almighty God, whoever God that you serve, brought him back. And today he's going to tell his amazing story of survival and how despite the worst setbacks in our lives, that we can all make it back 100%. He's not fully there yet. He has a slight speech impediment, but it's a work in progress. But just his vision, his mindset, the idea that I am back, even not fully back, but I am back. And he's going to tell his amazing story. So without further ado, I'm not going to go much more into your bio. Welcome, Hunter. Tell us your story.
Thank you. So in oh, in 2018, my dad owns a farm, and so my best friend and I decided to go out deer hunting. And apparently, what happened was we left the farm and we were driving down the road and we missed the stop sign and I got T-boned by a semi that was for hauling corn. It had two trailers
Wow.
and it was going about 70 miles an hour. I I immediately passed out or got in my coma,
Mm-hmm.
but my best friend was lucky enough to walk away from the incident with only a concussion and a few cuts on his head
Mm-hmm.
from the glass.
Excuse me. Wow. So you got the worst. You got the worst of it.
Yes, but I am forever thankful that I was the one who got the worst of it between us two.
Okay.
Because as it looks, it was my fault, and I am. I don't wish bad upon anyone.
That's wonderful. Well, there's a reason why things happen in our lives. So a lot of times, we all think that sometimes things happen very bad or negative to us. But as I've lived long enough, I realize that sometimes things have to happen to allow us to change. Because things have happened to me, which have allowed me to change to who I am, to have the mindset that I have. And when I talked to you, the interview I had to this preliminary interview, and the way you think right now, and how you want to give back to society, you want to share the message that I am here for a reason. So, what reason do you think that you're here for right now?
I I really think that the reason I am here is that my role per se hasn't been accomplished. And I think that role is just to make this world a better place. There's so much controversy in the United States right now, a lot of controversy between the Republicans and the Democrats. And honest, like, I understand if people have a disagreement, but they don't gotta take it out between rioting or like they were blocking in a bus of the other party and tried to run it off the road.
Hmm.
Why would you want to injure innocent people
Hmm.
just because they have a different mindset than you?
Right. Because you have a different opinion doesn't mean that you and I are different. I mean, this is the one good thing about living in America is that we are the world's greatest democracy. And whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or whoever you are, whoever you vote for, it's okay. We agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong to say that because you're a Republican that I don't like you, or because I'm Democrat or Independent, you shouldn't like me. We have to respect each other's views. And if we all respect each other's views, irrespective of who we are, the underlying thing is that that's who we should be, who we expect each other to be. So I understand definitely what you're saying. But yet, like you said now, you want the world to be a better place. You were here, you were saved, you were in a coma. You were 3.5 months in a coma. You had no idea what happened to you. But again, why do you think that you survived? Why do you think you survived? What's your inner gut feeling of your survival?
I well, from the moment I woke up, I and God blessing, I was lucky enough to wake up.
Right?
But from the moment I woke up, I would get I would get angry at myself
Mm-hmm.
because my mind knew that I can do these things, but my body wasn't allowing me to do those things. And I had to keep pushing and fighting and pushing and repetitive over and over again to get where I'm at right now. And I am by far not done. I
Right.
am, I, I plan to blow through anyone's expectations on me.
Right. Exactly. So right now you're the community college right now. You're going to school. You're back in school.
Yeah. I, about liking it, school, I love learning stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but the way school is, it hasn't always been for me.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm just not a great school person, but I every class that I go to and I I just take whatever that class is, I will take what it has to teach
Right.
for me
Mm-hmm.
and I put it into action
Mm-hmm.
because I I want to be the best I can be, as we all should. We should all shoot for the best.
Right. Exactly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You want to be the best at all times. You know. Sometimes our best, we all think our best is not good enough, but at that particular moment in time, that is what is required. You be the best that you can be. You learn from it. Because I tell you something, it's in those trying moments, it's in the failures, it's in the dark moments. That's where the growth is. When you stump your toe, not because you stump your toe or you break your toe, that you cut it off. No, you tape it up, you bandage, and you go again. You know, and that's what life is about. And people don't realize that life will never be smooth. I'm a motivational speaker and I talk about it all the time. Life will never be smooth. Life is a series of challenges, and those challenges have to be met, they have to be overcome, and you keep mounting, you keep growing, you keep growing. And so I applaud you. I applaud your mindset. I applaud your vision and all of that good stuff. Now, I met you through you join up on my Toastmasters group. And like I told you before, in Toastmasters, there are very few young men that I see have joined Toastmasters. The average age is like 35 to 40. At 19 years old, I know you said you were pushed by your professor to join to help you with your speech practices and your speaking, right?
Um, yes, but I was kind of pushed by my professor, but I came to him talking about it, asking about it, because I knew I wanted it.
Wonderful. Mm-hmm. That's great. That is wonderful because like I said to you, I'll be your mentor in Toastmasters. That's fine. It's a process. Toastmasters has a process, and then what I usually teach is on stories. Life speeches is about stories. If you tell a story about something, you have a tendency to remember it for a long time. You don't have to think about it. Like, if I say, what was your best day in life? Or what was your worst day? And you could easily say the day I had my accident. Now, this is a story. You don't have to think about it because you know the story, right? Because it happened to you.
Right.
I mean, I'm from the Caribbean. I can tell you my story, my vision. When I was 14 years old, I knew for some reason, we had school sports. We called it sports at the time, track and field. And I was very good. I was winning everything. I would win all the other kids, 60 meters, 80 meters, 90 meters. And one day it just happened to be that I was reading a book about Jesse Owens. Oh, in 1936, he represented the US at the Olympics. And he went to Germany and he won the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the 4x1, the 4x4, the long jump. This was a phenomenal black man in 1936. And even Hitler didn't want to acknowledge him, but you know what? He was true to himself and he became a champion of the world. And I said, one day I want to be like Jesse Owens. And it's so true to form. I came to the United States on a track and field scholarship. I accomplished my dream, and the rest is history. But dreams do come true. Like I say all the time, you have to dream, but you have to open your eyes and see the dream and put the dream into action. It doesn't come easy. You have to put it into action. So where you are right now, you're trying to put your dreams into action by number one, joining Toastmasters. Number two, you have other dreams. So tell me about your other dream about going to Lords. Tell me about that dream that you have.
Um, so Lord's France
Mm-hmm.
is where people will travel to from all over to get blessed in the water by the Virgin Mary.
Yes.
And I I really would like the help in being able to spread my message to more people to help affect their lives, to make their lives better.
Right.
Because I I am plenty fine doing what I'm doing now. That is what makes me happy, though. I just want to help people become happier.
Mm-hmm.
I I like to make their lives go better.
Right.
And
So your mission is
I
to go to Lords, try to be healed through your faith. Are you a very religious person?
my family is pretty religious.
Right.
Even if we don't get to church every Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
we still sit there and we'll reflect on our lives and thank God
Right.
for all that we do have
Mm-hmm.
and our that our life ain't in the worst situations that we see.
Right.
And I am forever thankful for that.
Right. Yeah, I call that supreme gratitude. You know, because we had a short conversation, and I told you that I have a statistic that I usually give when I speak. I say every day in America, 1 million people never wake up. The fact that we woke up this morning, and every morning that we wake up, we should be in gratitude. We give thanks for the day. Our heart beats 4,000 times a day. We have no idea how it does. Autonomically, it just beats. Our cells work. Everything in our body works without any assistance from us. Yes, we got to feed the right foods, but we have to be in gratitude for all of those things. And we sometimes we lose track of it. But for me, it always comes back to my core belief that I'm in gratitude every day, because I've lived a gratitude-filled life. So, and I see that in you also, that you are so full of gratitude just for being here today, being in the think tank. You're in gratitude, right?
I am very happy to be in the think tank.
Yeah,
I want to spread my message, and actually, I hope to go for I really would like to be a motivational speaker so I could travel to all these places and states spreading my message. And I'm hoping some kids or just people in general can take what I've taught them, and it becomes a snowball effect, making their life better.
So tell me, Hunter, why do you want to become a motivational speaker?
I really would like to become a motivational speaker because I I don't want to keep seeing kids having these hard situations in their schools, or I have seen people who have a different outlook on life and say they want colored hair or anything. I've seen people get downright bullied and crying all their tears in the hallway, and I just feel horrible. They shouldn't have to feel like that when they come to a place that's supposed to help them and
Right.
teach them to become better.
Yeah,
I
I understand, because I just interviewed a young lady last week, Lovely Sheridan, and she has a program, Buddy Ambassadors, and her mission is that no child should be bullied. So rather than be anti-bullying, she calls it Buddy Ambassador. So she has children be ambassadors and buddies of each other. So it reduces the probability of bullying. Very interesting program. I think you want to be in touch with her also.
yes, I am. I definitely watched that whole video, and it inspired me a lot because I reflected on what I have seen through my years in the high school. And from being in the special ed room
Right.
my senior year, that was a whole different outlook on things for me. I was
Right.
seeing it from a different point of view, and I didn't agree with how some of these kids were treated from the other students.
Right.
A lot of the students didn't want to bully and joke or hurtful jokes about them. And there's just no reason for it. And it just honestly, to my point of view, I see that it puts the kid who's being bullied a little lower in everything, especially self-esteem and what they want to go out and do.
Mhm.
And for the bully, I feel like it lowers my respect for them a ton.
Mhm.
I I lose my respect. If you don't have enough respect for that uh individual, then I don't know how I can have respect for you as a person.
Right, right, exactly. And that is so prevalent in our society now. Junior high school and high schools and even in college, but not so much in college, no, but more in junior high school and high school, you know. But again, I think it goes back to the core principles is how these kids are raised. You know, a lot of them are raised not in the best environment. So that's all they know is to abuse other kids, to bully them, take their lunch money. And but people like you and the other kids who take it seriously, I think that there's a change is coming. The change is definitely coming. A change is
Yeah,
definitely coming.
it
So that's
is.
mhm,
It is a long road, I
mhm.
think, but it definitely is going to change.
Good, wonderful. Well, well, my friend, from where you've come from, having an accident at 17, you're only 19, been in a coma for 3.5 months, been able to not been able to walk, talk, feed yourself. I mean, you've come a long way. I commend you. Just that fighting spirit of life. You say, I know I'm going to make it no matter what. And I love to hear you say that. You're going to make it no matter what. And you have a vision for your life. You want to make your disability, it's not really a disability, but you want to make what happened to you and make it into a possibility so you can help other people and help the world be a better place.
Yes, I that is how I would say it is everything that has happened to me in my life, the good and bad. I want to take those qualities that I've learned
Mm-hmm.
from there and be able to teach it to the other high schoolers or elementary just to start them off on the better path earlier in their life in hopes that they get farther in their
Mm-hmm.
life.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, my friend, I'm telling you, man, it's been a real joy spend this time with you. I got to know you a few weeks ago at Toastmasters. I invited you here because I think you had a story to tell. Your story is amazing of resilience, the human spirit. You understand that you're here for a purpose because you've been in a coma for 3 months, 3.5 months, and being alive today, not knowing why, but then you've made your purpose in life. What is my why? I have a why. We all have a why, but your why is to make the world a better place and to heal kids, to just do all good stuff. And it's amazing, amazing. And most people who look at life has knocked them down. They look at it and wonder, is there a God? Why did it happen to me? They complain. But no, you look at it and say, hey, I'm here. I made it back and I'm going to keep making it back. And along the way, I'm going to make life better for somebody else.
Yes, and see, the way I look at it is God will not give you more than you can handle. So anything bad that happens to
Mhm,
you,
mhm,
you're able to handle that and get a positive outcome of it if
mhm.
you actually put in the work
Right,
and go 100% for
mhm.
that,
Right,
and
right.
you can make it happen.
Oh, yes, or you can. I talk about mindset all the time. It's the mindset because it's in those dark moments where the growth is. Where you are right now, where you're still on the mend, that's where the growth is. You realize I'm a lucky person. And this is not a bad thing that happened to me. I'm going to make something out of my life. like you said, I think we didn't touch it. You want to go to Lord's, you want to do a GoFundMe page, you want to do, I mean, you have dreams, you have goals, and I love that. You have aspirations. You're shooting for the moon. You're not looking at your inability. No, what is my ability? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What is my why? Right?
You're right.
Yes, it
Well,
goes. So let me ask. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, from my quote unquote disabilities that I've got said I had from doctors, and they're very smart and
Mm-hmm.
they do know what they're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't mean you can't overcome it and absolutely explode out of the gate with a way higher reality than they expected for
Mm-hmm.
you. I had a 90% chance of waking up from my coma,
Right.
or I meant I had a 10% chance of
That's right.
waking up from
Mm-hmm.
my coma, and that 10% chance was very likely that I would have became so vegetable,
Mm-hmm.
as in I wasn't really awake, I couldn't move or anything. I would have been in a bed hooked up to who
All,
knows
all kind of
what,
machines. Yeah.
yeah, to keep me alive. But I had an under 1% chance of making it as far as I have, and
Mm-hmm.
I will not let that opportunity go to waste.
That's right.
I will make some out of my life. I may not know where I will make it,
Mm-hmm.
but I promise you it will be a good place and
Mm-hmm.
I will help people.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, brother, let me tell you, man, it's just such inspiration, so many good words. I just can't say enough. I just cannot say enough. Um, but what I'm gonna do you, and I know you just back on the mend and putting things together. Maybe we'll have another conversation when you've got your maybe your GoFundMe page ready and all of things, so you can have your website up and ready. So we'll come back on and share a little bit more once you've got that more organized with the world, to know if anybody wants to chip in and help and assist you along that journey, right? So
Yes, sounds perfect.
we'll definitely have. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to be in the think tank today. And I know, like I tout all the time, I talk to ordinary people like you that are doing extraordinary things. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And you are on the mend. You are on the mend. You're on the verge of, like you said, busting out of the gates. Nothing's going to stop you.
Oh no, nothing. I'm gonna keep going if it kills me.
There you go. No, but it won't. It won't.
Oh, it will
The
not.
human spirit is indomitable. We all have an indomitable human spirit. And it's a fight, a fight, a fight. I mean, I can tell you stories upon stories upon stories of fight. I mean, even just today, about an hour ago, I just realized that we have a new president elect. And when you see the story of Joe Biden, 47 years in politics, he tried 3 times to be president, 3 times, and he failed. He lost his son, he lost his wife. He had so many trials and tribulations. But you know what? The ultimate goal for him for his life was to be president so he can heal the world and do something different. And then, like I said, I'm not a political guy. I don't discuss politics and religion, but I look at human stories. And that's a human story. I don't care who you like or who you voted for. That's a human story. So that is what we have in all of us, to reach our goals, to have our dreams. What is our why? Our why is to do what makes us happy, what makes us comfortable. How can we make the world a better place? And I want to thank you so much again for being in the think tank. Like I said to you, I'll be your Toastmaster mentor. I'm here for you. Anything, just a friend. You need someone to talk to sometimes. Just give me a call. Yeah, you have a new friend in me.
Thank you very much. I I wouldn't be able to be exactly where I'm at without people like you who are willing to help me achieve my dream.
Good, good. That is my dream for you. My dream for you is to climb the highest mountain, to reach the highest plateaus. Just go for it. You have, I mean, like you said, man, you woke up from that 3.5 month coma. What do you have to lose? Exactly. What do you have to lose? Nothing to lose. You could not be here. So there's a reason that you're here. Okay. So you keep that dream alive. Like there's an old saying that Jesse Jackson used to say, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. But anyway, my friend, thanks again for being in the think tank. Godspeed, and we'll definitely be in touch. I'll probably see you in a few more weeks at Toastmasters. Okay, so have a great weekend.
Oh, my bad, but sounds great to me. You will definitely see me more in Toastmasters. I plan on doing I don't even exactly know what, but
Mhm.
I am planning on making this world a better place sometime soon.
So one person at a time, right?
Yes,
Good. But anyway, you do that, and I'll be there with you. How about that?
sounds good to me.
Okay, great.
I can't wait.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye now. Mhm.
Bye.
I'm for real. I'm here to help you. I won't mislead you. I'd like to show you